Invest Nova Scotia supports businesses, helping you thrive at every stage of your journey.
Maritime Paper is a privately owned, family-run business that has been manufacturing corrugated packaging solutions in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia since 1931. Every day, they produce corrugated sheets and convert them into boxes.
We're a big company in Atlantic Canada. We have a lot of employees. We do a lot of business, domestically and abroad, but it feels like a small business. So we've got this neat family business. We are a family business, we're locally owned, but so we've got this neat family business atmosphere where every single day you can rub shoulders with the president of the company or the vice president and have conversations about the ball game on the weekend. And so we've got this very unique atmosphere that I think everybody recognizes generally when you come in. So we often get comments about we've got this very special team in the way that everybody gets along and what we're able to do. So we've all got a lot of work to do and we're all pushing each other hard, and but we're always there for each other. Everybody's supporting each other and every door is always open.
The process starts with the design team. Packaging designs are either based on customer samples or created from scratch. Once the structural design of the packaging is either replicated or created in a CAD program, sample boxes are built and sent for customer approval. Typically, artwork is supplied by the customer. It's laid out on the die line drawing that was created by the structural designer. This will show how the graphics will appear on the finished box. Software is used to create patches of the images. Then drill hole crosshairs are added. The image is then sent to the film output machine, where a negative image is printed on a film overlay. The film gets added to a design spec sheet packet, including the crosshairs to mount the plate to the printer and the print spec. Everything is then brought to plate production. Here, the film overlay and the work order are rolled out on a light table, where the graphics are compared to ensure they're correct. The overlay is then brought to a measuring table to be cut to length. Polymer sheets are used to make printing plate press patches. An unprocessed sheet is brought to the cutting table. The film is placed on top and it's cut to size. The plate curing machine is started. It has to heat up to 38 degrees Celsius. The polymer is then set in the machine for a 15-second light exposure. It's flipped and the graphic is laid on top. The operator ensures it lays perfectly on the polymer. Once set up, it's exposed for another 360 seconds. When removed, the graphic image has been subtly exposed on the polymer. The polymer is placed in the washout section, cleaning it with brushes and solvent for 35 minutes. It dries for 2 hours before 1 hour of light finishing. The polymer now has an embossed version of the graphics that will be used for printing. The carrying card for the printing patches is set on a drill table. Its center is located and marked along with who the job is for. Then it's taped down. The drill finds the center and the drill marks, registering the graphics exactly. The polymer patches are cut. Double-sided tape is unrolled and taped down. The finished polymer is applied. It's cut out and placed on the drill table. Weights are applied and crosshairs are drilled manually. Edges are trimmed and the pieces cut out. Pegs are poked through the carrying card and the polymer is placed on top, ensuring the correct alignment. The back is peeled off to stick, the pegs are removed, and it's rolled out.
A primary focus from the owners, from the shareholders, is sustainability within all the operating companies. So it's an important piece of our operating decisions, our capital decisions every single year. But sustainability for us is inherent in that we are buying, in many cases, recycled paper. So we're using recycled paper to make new board, and then we're sending that out to our customer. And then we have a sister company, Scotia Recycling, that does that post-consumer pickup, takes that scrap and takes it back to the mill, Cascades container board. So also, minority owner, recycles that to make back new paper that we buy back the paper. So really we can commit to selling you a box, picking up that box, recycling that box and reusing that fiber and getting that back to you. So So for us, when we think about landfill diversion and waste streams, roughly 97% of all of our waste is recycled.
At Maritime Paper, thousands of pounds of paper are delivered every day. The rolls are unloaded and stored in the roll room, with 1,200 rolls stored on site. Each roll weighs between 8 and 9,000 pounds. Glue is also an important part of the production process. This is created in an automated starch kitchen that turns cornstarch, water, and additives into glue. The glue is pumped through pipes to glue units that heat it to 140 degrees Fahrenheit before gelling and bonding paper together. Rolls of paper are brought to the corrugator according to the production schedule. Each roll is rotated and laid on dolly tracks to be loaded on a machine called the single facer. This is called the wet end. The inside liner is preheated by steam and sent through the single facer unit. Here the liner meets the fluting paper, which is formed by corrugating rollers. Starch is applied to the medium to glue them together. Sea flute, the most common type of corrugated material, is running currently. This comes out in folds, traveling on the bridge deck through rollers. Next, it travels to the double facer, where it's glued to the outside liner. The unglued side of the medium picks up more starch. The corrugated paper and outside liner are attached as they enter the double facer blanket hot plates, curing the liners and medium together. Entering the dry end of the corrugator, the slitter cuts the board to the desired width and adds scores, which will be where the boxes are folded. A knife cuts the length. The sheets of finished material are stacked and moved forward into the quality control area. Quality testing happens next. All manufacturing is closely monitored in the main control room. Lasers are used to assess the process. Feedback from these lasers allows the operators to adjust the heat and starch as needed, ensuring the corrugated sheets are flat. Corrugated sheets are delivered to the EVOL converting machine. This is where the boxes are built. The sheets are pushed forward into a flipper. Now upside down, this lowers them into a new in-feed conveyor, shingling them so that one box at a time enters the 4-color printer. The printing plates are hung on printing cylinders that come into contact with the cardboard sheets. The pH and viscosity of the ink are crucial. The die cutter section cuts the sheet according to the required design. The boxes then get glued and folded. The counter ejector counts the numbers of boxes per bundle and ejects them once they reach the customer's specifications. They're then lowered and moved forward. These boxes have been made in pairs, so now the twin box slitter is used to cut the bundle into 2 bundles of finished boxes. They then go through one of 2 tiers to get bound together. The load preparation station pre-stacks bundles based on the customer's requirements. A robotic palletizer automatically stacks the boxes inside a load former. Each layer is lowered in order to accommodate the next layer. Once the bundle is complete, it slides forward and is raised onto a conveyor. Each load is dressed with dunnage sheets to protect the finished boxes, and tags are attached. The unitizer presses down on the load and straps are applied. A load tiering device lifts one load and then positions another underneath, stacking them together. One of 4 conveyors takes them to shipping. A forklift operator picks up the finished loads and places them in one of 15 shipping doors for delivery to the customer.
Invest Nova Scotia supports businesses, providing the tools and expertise you need to succeed.